Okay, so just to give you a view from the bottom, so you can probably see part of that notching that was required. Um, same on this side as well. Okay, and then also there is a small part of the subframe. Okay, so you're gonna have to change these OEM bushes to rose joints. So what happens is we bring this part closer because of the narrower rose joint. So you're gonna have to cut and push that over and re-weld it and fit the rose joint in there. That's to give you this clearance through here. And on top of that, you will also need to notch this banana shape of the subframe. You'll have to notch that out and then put a reinforcement on this side to get the gearbox to clear. So there you can see the new dog bone. That portion you just reuse of your own, and that's the new dog bone mount. Okay, as you can see, the prop shaft clears nicely at the back, and the angle of the prop shaft is calculated very well. I can supply you a complete prop shaft as it is here as well, but I'm sure you guys would want to do that yourself locally. Prop is quite big and heavy to ship. This is a 3-piece prop. As you can see, we've got some carrier brackets at the two bearing carriers, and yeah, it's a 3-piece prop. Obviously the back's a Haldex diff, and the customer actually fitted, before the car got to me, that they've already fitted the I think it's a generation 3 Haldex diff from a Volvo. So apparently, according to what I was told by the customer, this the subframe is a straight bolt on from a Ford Cougar. The extent of just being bolt on, I can't confirm 100%, but if anyone is interested, then I can always find out the right details. But for the most part, my understanding is that it is mostly just a bolt straight on, including axles, mounting points. I think there's a small adjustment on the sway bar, if I'm not mistaken, but otherwise there's no cutting or anything like that. So it bolts straight in. He is going to be changing his fuel tank to a fuel cell, although the prop shaft already clears there just about. If we look to the front here, you can see there's plenty space for a big fat exhaust to come through. Prop shaft's got good clearance all the way around. It's got there's enough clearance above the steering rack, and yeah, the swap actually fits very, very nicely. Yeah, it is a pity about the cut on the chassis leg there, but the weld-in piece that I supply is actually going to make it stronger than what it was. So I just thought I'd show you the two welding pieces. It's actually a 2-piece, but I prefer to give it to you in 3 pieces. I actually want to cut this one over here because it's easier to work with. So it'll be one piece there, one piece there, and then this piece here. Now, it's not going to be 100% fit. You're going to have to cut, fit until you get it to fit. But for the most part, it's like 95% there. 95% there for what it's intended for. And it's 2.5 mil thick, so it's plenty strong. As long as you do decent welding, it's gonna be a hell of a strong. So anyway, guys, that is the welding pieces. Let me just give you another tour of the axle setup and the clearance. It does get a little bit close to these pipes here, so you probably want to reroute those 2 pipes from about midway up the block, you probably just want to put a bend in there and point it in a different direction. The moment it's just touching the rubber boot, so you probably just want to reroute that one pipe. But otherwise, the axles have been set up in such a way that they are 100% level when the weight is on the car. Oh, and one thing just forgot to mention, you will have to use the RS 25mm spacers, which fit on top of the subframe. I can get you the OEM part numbers for those, because the subframe, essentially the subframe needed to drop by 25mm, so that we didn't have to cut too much and notch too much on the chassis as well as on the subframe. So yeah, those 25mm spacers are important. And then there's also an OEM spacer that gets used on the steering column at the spline universal joint section. There's a spacer that goes in there. I can get you guys that part numbers as well. So that is, oh, and the kit will come with the, if you request it will come with a prop shaft adapter which bolts onto the transfer case on that side, and then it takes a 1320 U-joint. And then for this specific purpose, we made an adapter for this Gen 3 Haldex diff, but I can supply the rear one for the Gen 4 and Gen 5 Haldex diff as well. We are actually busy in the process of developing a controller for the Generation 8 Haldex diff. Well, it's actually not a Haldex diff, it's a torque vectoring diff. So this customer is actually considering going with that diff on the rear. I'm not sure when, but yeah, there's talk about it. And then just to show you the axle on this side, see the axle fitted there. It's quite a short axle, but that's just because the gearbox is so fat. You can check out all the clearances there. These are just these are just temporary bolts. Let me just show you some clearances around there, all nice and clear. The side, there was no modifying of this entire support for that subframe bolt. The cut is directly in front of that area. Yeah, so as you can see, the cut starts from beyond this line here. It goes from that way forward and up. And then also this is now a double skin, so the factory skin comes down. It was cut off about that much, and on the inside of the chassis box, the cut's actually much higher, and so that is why my weld-on piece has got a sort of like a ledge shape, and then also a vertical shape coming down where it's all welded together and makes it super strong. It's got to drill a couple of holes in the side of your OEM plate to get some welding going there. And yeah, we've tested the plug, the DSG plugs now clears there. The stock DSG starter motor will pop straight in, and everything else on the engine will fit like factory because we haven't moved the position of the engine at all. Okay, and then lastly, just to show you, we fitted the paddles, which is from an Evo 10, which I mostly use. Unfortunately, we had to put a 30mm spacer here. That was to clear this goodie gat over here. So that now clears. But unfortunately, that does mean that the center here needs an extension of 30mm as well, which we're currently busy making. And but that's fine because the steering has got a telescopic movement, so you can push the entire column back if you choose to. But yeah, looks nice and neat. I think he's going to cover it in leather or something, the spacer. And then yeah, so the shifter will fly. We're going to use one of my electronic dial knobs for the shift mode selection. Still going to fit that in. Otherwise, just want to show you the rest of the car, in case you guys can't see what vehicle it is. Okay. Just get some close-ups here for those who want to zoom in. Okay, that's the stock mount. Oops. Okay, so that's about it. If anyone's interested, yeah, just let me know. So I have the Daption kit mostly in stock, and the swap kit I'll probably make on order. And okay, so further to this will just be a whole lot of fabrication pictures. No more words, just a whole lot of pictures I'll dump in as towards the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys.